Hi everybody, Russ and my Hammers 11. Hope you're all safe and well. That's the important thing. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon so you're made aware every time we put new content on. As always, we'd like to thank our channel sponsors, Untuck It. We're back for another In Russ Crust. We haven't had one for a couple of weeks. And obviously back in lockdown, I thought, yeah, proper national lockdown. Not tier 4, whatever. They've just rebadged it, really, haven't they? They've rebadged it, you fool, as Alan Partridge would say. I thought we'd do a new one, another episode, because we're stuck in, so might as well do some baking. Why not? And bake something that's a bit nice and can cheer us up during the day. So we're going to do some donuts. Now, I'm going to do sort of the old traditional cream donuts, but the recipe is exactly the same, really. It's just if you want like a ring donut or a circle donut, you just got to watch out for the times in terms of the frying times. But anyway, here we go. So here's all our ingredients. As I said, all the descriptions and measurements are in the description below, rather. So we've got bread flour, we've got some sugar, some salt, an egg, some yeast, some milk, and some butter. So basically, first thing we're going to do is we're going to basically put the egg in the milk, which is relatively simple. So we'll put the yolk in the milk. Make sure it's slightly warm as well. So just put it in the microwave, that milk, for about 30 seconds, just to warm up a little bit. And then once that's done, we're going to then go into our dry mix. So we've got our flour in there. We're putting in our butter. We just softened it again, just in the microwave for 20 seconds, just to make it a bit easier. We're then going to put in our sugar on one side. We're going to put our salt on the other side, and then we're going to put our yeast on top of the sugar. So obviously we're keeping the yeast and away from the salt initially, because otherwise it kills it, which we know full well. So then we're going to put that onto the mixer on, and then we're going to slowly put in our eggy, milky mixture. And so what we're making is like an enriched dough, basically. So it's a bit like making a loaf of bread and making a pizza, but with the butter and the egg, you're making it a bit more, a little bit sort of more enriched. So it's a little bit more indulgent, really. But this is what you need for the for the dough mix, for the donuts mixture. So once we've done that and we've beaten it, we've needed about 10 minutes maybe, you'll get a very, very sticky dough, and you'll see I'm struggling to get it out of the bowl a little bit, but we're going to leave this to rest. So you can see it's quite sticky. One of these sort of plastic spatulas is really good. We call it a scraper, but you can, any old spatula, but these are really good. So you can see it's a bit sticky. It's very sticky, actually, which is what it's meant to be, because obviously you've got the butter and the eggs and stuff. So we're going to cover that and leave it to rest, the same way you would do with pizza dough and baguettes and all that type of stuff. So we're going to clean fill wrap it. I always sort of double wrap, so to speak. So I do clean fill wrap, and then I put the towel on top, just to make sure no it is going to come in at all. So that's going to be done. We're going to leave that for an hour. And you'll see after an hour it's doubled in size. So I've lightly dusted lightly floured my working surface. Again, it's still very sticky, not as sticky, but still is quite sticky. So what we're going to do is knock it back. So we're going to fold it in itself, take some of that air out. You see a big puff of flour just coming out of there from all the air. And then once we've done that, we're going to get into a reasonable shape, and we're going to divide it into 6. So for this, you'll make roughly 6 sort of finger donuts. If you wanted to make, like, I don't know, sort of the original sort of donuts, sort of the balls or the ring donuts, you may have to, obviously you can make less of, make them smaller, and obviously they get more of them. But for here we're doing sort of the old school cream donuts. So I'm sort of roughly chopping them into 6. You could be very precise if you wanted to, but it's me. So we have an unusual array of donuts here, and then basically we roll them out into about 15 centimeters, so it looks, it's sort of a cylinder, is that the right word? But about 15 centimeters. You can see roughly. I haven't got out a tape measure, but you could do if you're that precise. Some people probably do. And then basically what happens is we leave them to rest. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them there. We've got a floured baking sheet. I'm just going to put a tea towel on them and leave them to rest for about half an hour. This will relax them and get that yeast working, but also make sure it stays in position. It stays in that shape shape while we're baking. After 30 minutes, this is what they look like. So we're going to take the reveal. There we go. So you see they've all puffed up a bit. Obviously I've got very unusual sizes, some a bit smaller than the others, but doesn't really matter. Really, they're homemade. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry them. So we're going to get, I've got a wok, but any sort of heavy base pan's good. You want to get that oil up to about 180. So if you have a thermometer, it's really useful because you can make sure that it's going to cook in the bot, it's going to cook inside as well as outside. And I've got a pan of caster sugar to the side. So once we've fried them, we're going to pop them straight in there. So very, very carefully, because this is bloody hot oil. We're going to put the donuts in. And we're going to fry these for about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes each side. You'll know when they're ready, roughly, because they're sort of that golden color. So we've got like a golden color there. That's exactly what we want. So we're going to do 2 minutes each side. Once they're finished, we're going to take them out and we're going to roll them we're going to drip. You make sure we get as much fat off as possible, but we're going to quickly roll them in the sugar, because this will. There's still obviously some oil on the actual donut itself, and that's will stick the sugar to the oil. So that's done, and then we're going to leave these completely cool, because they'll be bloody hot, to be honest. And then once we've done them, what we can do is we can. We've got a weird camera angle, that's better. We camera angle there. So we get a serrated knife, and we're going to cut it down the middle. We're going to make an old-fashioned cream donut, basically. So as my mother-in-law and my wife love. So you can see it's all whole in the middle, so it's all nicely cooked. I get a bit of strawberry jam, and sort of dropped off there. And then I just slather the sides in strawberry jam. And then we'll do both sides, obviously, because we're terribly decadent in Hornchurch. So you could put whatever you want in here, but Nutella or stuff like that. My daughter likes Nutella in her donuts randomly. And then I get some whipped cream. And if you can't get whipped cream, just get some heavy double cream and just batter the hell out of it until it looks whipped, until it comes in peaks, so to speak, as the actress said to the bishop. And so that's then done. So we've got a lovely old-fashioned cream donut. Actually, you don't have to do that. Thumbs up for me. And that's it. And that is it. As I said, it's a lot of time waiting, but we've got plenty of time around at the moment, to be honest, haven't we? So why not wait a couple of hours and then make a couple of cream donuts for tea? It. And as I said, you don't have to do the cream donuts. You have to do the finger donuts. You can make them into balls and throw them in, or rings, or make them really, really small, like almost like donut bites. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. Anyway, I hope it helps, and I hope it keeps you a little bit entertained this weekend. But although we do have, there is football and stuff, which is nice for a change. But anyway, hope everyone is safe and well. And for me, Russ, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Come on your wines. In Russ we crust. I can't say that properly, can I? In Russ we crust. Take care, everyone. Much love. Love you. Bye-bye.